morning, Sunday family. Gracie doesn't get to join us today. She's sad, but Vic's cycling friend is coming, so I didn't want her to bark and scare everybody in the middle of our relaxing stretch. So we don't get a little dog visitor, just me solo today. Oh, I love that. Good morning, Akiko. So just like usual, we're gonna stand with our feet about a hip width apart. Slide your weight up onto the balls of the feet. Lift the heels. Will you let him out? The cat's like, I'm standing right here. And then slide the weight onto the heels. Lift the toes. Thank you. Slide your weight to the outside rim of the feet. So when you're coming into that again, if you pronate or supinate, you're going to find one position feels a little bit more flexible than the other. Then you come into the inside rim. Lisa, I bet your arm is all painting sore again. Looks like that's a big project you've taken on. It's gonna look so good. Take all four quadrants, front, back, side to side, connect to the mat, and then soften your knees. So as we soften the knees again, we exaggerate that flexion. You can move around in that a little bit, shift your weight from side to side, and flex the quads and pull the knees over the heels. And then soften the knees. The knees are right over the heels. Squeeze your behind, press the hips forward. So as you come into that exaggeration, your hip flexors get to stretch a little bit. And then slide the hips back. Shift your hips to the right. And then shift the hips to the left. Now bring the hips center so the hips are right over the knees, right over your feet. Roll your shoulders forward, tilt the chin to chest. So as you draw the chest nice and strong and tight, that's going to pull the shoulder blades away from each other. Opening up the back. And then reverse that. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, opening up the heart. So you're drawing the back nice and strong, lifting the heart to the ceiling. And then relax the shoulders. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. That feels like quite a delayed reaction, Lisa. But I do love it. I'm just going to start calling you guys T squared. And then shift left ear to the left shoulder. And then bring your head center so the head is stacked right over the shoulders, right over the hips, right over the knees, right over the feet. Take a deep breath in, arms come up. Exhale, drop the shoulders and hinge. So right there, you should feel a lengthening in your hamstrings. Then scoop and hollow the belly button. The abdominals are tight. Reach the hands to the floor. Relax the muscles in the neck. And slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Squeeze your glutes. Pull your belly button in. Roll those shoulders back and down. Take that left foot over the right. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop the shoulders and hinge. Oh, I love that. Scoop the navel to spine, round the back. Now again, in that stretch, we talked about last week, let me get that chair. So we talked about last week having something that you can come down onto. If that feels like you can deepen the stretch and let go a little better, you would cross it and then lean into something so that you can pull the tailbone up, but also kind of lean away and let the body trust that so that it can let go. So if this feels too like your body's gripping and it won't let go, then you just want to find something. Get yourself an obstacle. The chair works, an ottoman. Big deep breath in. Exhale, slowly roll yourselves all the way up. Squeeze your glutes, pull your belly button in, roll the shoulders back and down. Oh, perfect. Coffee table is perfect. That's a really good height, actually. Deep breath in between. Exhale, drop the shoulders and hinge. So we have the same leg forward one more time. Round the back, draw the hands down. Shift your body weight a little bit. Find where you have that tension strongest, and then linger there and breathe. Each exhale, letting go. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll all the way up. Squeeze your glutes, pull your abs in, roll your shoulders back and down, switch the leg. Now take your right foot in front of the left. I feel like we're at a piano bar. Feels a little weird for a Sunday morning, huh? Deep breath in. Exhale, drop the shoulders and hinge. I feel like if we can't go to a piano bar, I'm gonna bring it to us. Round the back, drop the hands. Same thing, use that obstacle to deepen the stretch if you have one close by. If you have the obstacle, the change, how you can advance that a little bit is it gives you something to push against, and you can take the hips back and then lift the tailbone almost like down dog or an inverted V. The same is true on this leg. Shift your weight right, shift your weight left, forward and back. Find where you have tension and then linger there. Inhale. Exhale, roll yourselves up. Squeeze your glutes, pull your belly button in, roll the shoulders back and down. We come up in that way because it supports your back, your spine better. So deep breath in. The reason we kind of articulate intentional, slow draw down towards the floor with those hands. We stack it so that we're supporting the spine as we roll up. So one more time in that IT band stretch, pulling that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, slowly roll up, squeeze your glutes, pull your belly button in, roll your shoulders back and down, unwrap the feet, so now your feet are back in neutral. And we're going to do another stretch that you can use your obstacle for. So if you have one, face it, reach behind, grab that left foot, and then come forward into your obstacle, either your hand, your elbow, whatever feels right for your range of motion. And then try and kick, so you're trying to take this leg, extend it, and you're pushing against that hand. So not only will you get that anterior deltoid and pec to stretch, but you'll also get the hip flexor and that quadricep. Me either, Lisa, me either, for sure. I could also work on balance in that. So if I wanted to be here, but sometimes when we're so focused on the balance piece, we can't really work on this part of the stretch getting lengthened. So if coming down into something allows you to deepen into that stretch, into that pull for the quadricep and the hip flexor, find something to lean into so you can deepen there. Big breath in. Exhale, release that right foot or left foot and then switch to the right. So once you have that other foot in hand, it's the same thing. So you can start in that base move for that quadricep stretch, lean in, find an obstacle if you have something for support, then kick the foot into the hand, trying to lengthen out that right leg. If you wanted to work on that balance, once again, you find that steady position. But just know that since we're focusing on stretching today, you want to think about where can I get more of the release? So oftentimes balance work is where we're focused, but today we really want the whole letting go to be our focus. So even if I can come to a wall, if I don't have something handy, that could allow me to really get more length into that extension. Inhale. Exhale, set your right foot down. Go ahead and come up nice and tall. Now take a deep breath in, arms come up. Exhale, drop the shoulders and hinge. Scoop your belly button in, round your back. Keep your left hand down, bend your left knee, and lift your right hand towards the ceiling. Nice long stretch through that right hamstring. Inhale. Exhale, let go of the tightness in that right hamstring and glute. See if you can pull this right hand back just a little farther. And switch. Now take your right hand down to the floor, left hand comes up, soften your right knee. Breathe. Each exhale, see if you can bend your right knee just a little deeper. The more you bend this, the lengthening of the left hamstring increases. Inhale. Exhale, pull that left hand back just a little farther. And both hands down to your mat. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll yourselves up. Squeeze your glutes, pull your navel to spine, stack the shoulders. Now facing the length of your mat, deep breath in, arms up. Exhale, drop the shoulders and hinge. Round your back, draw the hands to the floor. Walk your hands forward so you're in a high hover position. Don't worry. Low hover. Press your chest through. Lay your legs on the floor. Flatten your feet, lifting up as high as you can. Now when you come into that position, think about if you can lift your head a little farther back, you'll get that nice length from the crown of the head all the way through to the sacrum, to the tailbone. Big deep breath in. Exhale, sink back into child's pose. So as you come back into child's pose, you tuck the tailbone under, let the forehead come down towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale, try and let the body weight sink a little deeper into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, slide back forward onto your hands and knees. Dig the toes into... We must both have Amazon lease. Dig the toes into the floor, lift the hips. So you're in that inverted V, down dog. Tailbone is up towards the ceiling. Nice big deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Now pull your right leg through into pigeon. So just like usual, you can stay upright. You can come down onto your elbows. You can drop all the way down onto your forehead. We've talked about changing the angle of how this foot is tucked. So if you feel like you're ready to deepen the stretch a little bit, bring that right foot forward a little bit. We're just trying to tease the ankle, the knee, and the hip into a little bit more range of motion, step by step. Nice big deep breath in. As you exhale, let go of the tension in your right hip. You do that same push-pull where you pull the left hip towards the floor and then push away from it with the right. Inhale. As you exhale, push back up into your hands. You're going to come onto this right hip. So as we come onto this right hip, the left leg comes out to the side and then twist so you come into inversion with that right leg. That doesn't feel right for you, keep it tucked. Lift the body nice and tall. Press this right hip down, twist, and lean in. So if I wanted a deep stretch for my right shoulder, I could take my right hand, hook the outside of my left foot, and then I can push my foot into flexion, and it's going to pull the scapula so that shoulder blade, that rhomboid, has to stretch a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, press into your right hip. Inhale. Exhale. If you want to come down farther, you can come down so that your elbows, hands, elbows, or forehead are down towards that shin. Each time you exhale, we're letting go of the tension in your left hamstring. Sink heavy into your hips. So you want your hips, your sits bones to sink into the floor. That's really going to create a release that we're after. Inhale. Exhale. Now go ahead and walk your hands back. From there, bring your right foot back under, and then you have that option of bringing that left foot on top. So again, same options as usual. That foot can be in front slightly. It can be straight out. You find what works best for you this morning. We won't sit in this for very long. But you each exhale, you want to think of letting this left knee drift closer to the floor. So we take a deep breath in, and then we exhale and let go, trying to let this release. Now the same thing, if I'm in a different position, I just want to find where I'm feeling tension, and then each exhale, I release and let that go. If you have a towel or a pillow or something that you can prop up under your tender spots, that sometimes can help your body release and let go just a little bit better. And we're going to sit on our right hand, bring our left hand, and create gentle tension to pull that left ear to the left shoulder. Each exhale, we try and lean a little bit to the left. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale, release the head for a moment. We'll come back into that. But first, bring that right hand out, come over to the side. So you twist the hands so the fingertips are towards the back wall. Here we go for that elbow. Spread your fingers a little bit and then press into your thumb. Recreate that tension into the head. So you're pulling your head gently towards the left. And you're pushing the palm of the hand into the floor and then pulling away from that. The stronger I push down and pull away, the more you're going to feel your tightness in your elbow, in that thumb, and then all the way up the neck. Big breath in. Exhale, release. One more time, big deep breath in. And release. Go ahead and bring the head to center. Take that right hand, bring it over to the left thigh. So now you're creating a spinal twist with a little bit of tension. Take your left hand, push it into the floor. That's going to deepen the twist. And then look over that left shoulder. Again, some people find this stretch better right here. Move around a little bit, feel the freedom. There's no wrong way to stretch if it feels good to you. So again, you can move around and change. If your knee feels tense, you might have a little fluid in there today. You just want to feel like you can, the stretching is definitely intense. It can be intense, especially the tighter you are, but you want to feel like with focus and attention, and especially attention to the breath connected with the relaxing, you can let go of where that tension is coming from. So if it's all in a joint, it might be more tendon and ligament. We just need to listen to that and adjust as needed. Now, the taller I lift my spine, the deeper I press into this right hip. So I'm pulling up, pushing down, and then from there, if I feel good, I come over and place my hands on the floor. The same thing is true in this position. If I push my hands down into the ground and then pull my right hip away from that, I'm going to deepen the stretch for that rotation into the spine. Inhale. Exhale. If you want to come down a little bit deeper, go for it. Every exhale, try and let go of the tension through that right side. One more big deep breath. As you exhale, come back to center, turn back to the front. You're going to take your right arm on bottom, the left arm on top, and then again, back to back or palm to palm, stretch into those shoulders. So you're creating, as you draw the hands together, a pull for those shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades pull away from each other, and we just want to watch that we're not doing this. So if you've elevated your shoulders to do that hand movement, readjust where your hands are. We want to be able to sink the shoulders down. The more you can pull these elbows to your lap, the deeper the stretch. Inhale. Exhale, draw your elbows down. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale. From there, windshield wiper your arms. So you're pushing and pulling against right to left. Again, everyone's range of motion is different. Some people will feel more tension here. Some people will feel more tension here. So in that, I want you to play with it. Where is yours? And then hold the position you feel the tightest in. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale. Now bring your arms center, unwrap your hands, bring the hands behind, lift the heart. You're going to lift the hips, even if they don't leave the floor, you're picturing that your hips are hovering off the mat. Inhale. And then exhale, we set them down and lean forward. So we do a lift and release on purpose. That could be here. That could be here. Some of you can touch your forehead all the way down. Now, in that, when we come forward, now we're trying to release the left side. So each time you exhale, try and let go of that left hip, that left knee. Inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back up. Open up the legs. Now, your knees have been bent for a long time. So when you open up the legs, allow those to stretch for a second. Wiggle the toes, shake out the knees, and rotate the feet. And then once more, lean forward. Some this will be on a chair. Again, that coffee table is perfectly set to come up into that. Then you can choose hands, elbows, a yoga block if you have one. So if I'm facing my obstacle, what it would look like is I come down, I open up the legs to where that feels like a good stretch for the inner thighs. And then if I come forward, whatever I lean into, it allows me to tuck the pelvis so that I can take the hips back and get a deeper stretch through the hamstrings. And then from that, the farther out I go from my obstacle, the deeper the stretch. Inhale. Exhale. breath in. Exhale, walk your hands back. Soften the knees, bring your feet back in close, turn so you're on your hands and knees. Dig the toes into the floor. Lift your tailbone, down dog, inverted V. Hips are up, the head is dropped, and then float your left leg so the left foot comes up towards the ceiling. Now pull that left leg through into pigeon, and just like on the other side, you get to assess what that feels like. If I wanted to do that up against that obstacle, again, same thing. I just find that supporter so I can lean in and deepen that stretch. You can come all the way onto your forehead. Nice big deep breath in. Exhale, try and let go of the tension in that left hip. If you're not feeling a deep stretch, pull this foot forward a little bit and then try and press your right hip down. That should help. Inhale. Exhale. Create that push-pull, so as you press into your right hip, pull against it with your left. One more big deep breath in. As you exhale, walk your hands back. As you walk your hands back, we're going to rock onto this left hip. Take your right leg out to the side, and then if you can, invert the left. If that doesn't feel good, keep it tucked. We're pressing into this left hip. Twist your body to the right, and then again, if I want that deep scapula stretch, I'm going to take my left hand, hook it around the pinky so it comes around that outside portion of the foot, and then I push my foot, so I'm flexing, pulling my foot forward, and that's going to pull the shoulder blade forward a little bit and give me a deep stretch through the back of the shoulder. Now, if I just let this hike up as I push my toe down, I'm just staying in the same position, just moving my body. So this is your anchor point. Then you create a pull against that anchor. You'll feel it through your back. And then if you want to continue to increase the stretch, just go more into a pointed toe. Exhale, release the tension. Let that left hip feel heavy and sink deeper into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. If you want, release the shoulder and come down. So once again, for some of you, that's hands, some elbow, some it's forehead, all the way touching the leg. Go into the position that feels good. Inhale. Exhale, press into your left hip. One more big deep breath in. And then exhale, walk your hands back up. Turn back to center. Take that left leg, tuck it under. Once again, you can choose if that right leg is going to stay out, if it's going to come up bent, if it's going to lay in front of the left thigh, or if it's going to come on top of that. So again, once you're in position, move around a little bit. Your feet might be farther out from your hips. Find what serves you. Move from hip to hip. Settle in the center, and then once you settle in the center, once again, we're trying to create that nice deep stretch so you have your abdominals pulled in, shoulders down and back. Have a nice stretch through both hips before you increase. And then from there, go ahead and sit on your left hand. Once you sit on the left hand, create a gentle pull towards the right. With every breath, with every exhale, I'm taking my torso and gently shifting it towards the right. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale, let go. Now for a moment, release the head. Take the hand out from underneath you. Open up the palm. Press the palm into the floor with your fingertips facing back. And then with that, you're pushing down. Then recreate that gentle pull for the head towards the right. Push firmly into the floor with that left hand and pull away from it. So your whole body, you're trying to move your whole body to the right. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale. Now release the head. Take that left hand, bring it across the body. So that left hand creates a spinal twist. Then your right hand pushes into the floor and allows us to deepen that rotation just a little bit. So you're pressing into your left hip, lifting your body nice and tall, and then looking over that right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Feel your hips get a little heavier and sink into the floor. Now you may stay or bring your palms to the floor. That could be fingertips, that could be palms. As you push into your hands, you're pulling so the left hip and the hands are in opposition. Lisa, I kind of feel like we're in La La Land. I feel like we're back on scene. I need to watch that again. One more big deep breath in. Exhale. See if you can walk your hands a little farther out. And then as you come up, bring your body back to center. Yeah, remember how mad I was at the ending? Yep, you remember. Now, we come into that bind. So you're in that bind where now you have the opposite arm on top. I know, the ending of that, I do make my own ending. Now, when you're coming into that, you windshield wiper. So again, I could be back to back with the backs of the hands or palm to palm. And then each exhale, I'm trying to pull my elbows towards the floor just a little deeper. So on this one, your right arm's on top. So as you come into that twist, your right arm's on top. And this is where my shoulder, this is my surgery arm. So my range of motion will be really small. But with yours, windshield wiper your arms right to left and see how big you can go in both positions. Now, find where you have the most tension. So some it's going to be here, some here. It's a rotator cuff right there. And then Where you have the most tension, hold that position and breathe. Inhale, exhale. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale. Unwrap your hands. Bring your arms behind you. Lift the hips so we do a release right there. You let the hips come up off the floor. They may not physically lift all the way up. It depends on the length of your arms. So just think as you come into that, you're just trying to relieve pressure into your hips, and then you set it back down and crawl forward. Use your obstacle if you get a deeper stretch there. Inhale. Exhale, relax the tension in the hips, the knees. Inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back. This time we take the legs out long in front. Again, when the legs have been bent for a while, give them a second to open back up. And then from there, lift your body nice and tall and reach towards your feet. So that could be thighs, shins, all the way to your toes. Inhale. Exhale. So each exhale, you're intentionally letting go of your hamstrings. Let the tailbone, the hips feel heavy and sink into the floor. So the heavier the hips can get and sink into the floor, then your hamstrings don't have to grip and hold them up. So think, let the hips go, let the sits bones feel heavy into the mat, and then that will allow the hamstrings to release. Now walk your hands back. We're going to lay on our left hip. Yes, yes. That's really funny. I feel like we're all really stiff. You're not alone, friend. No, my knees, when I lengthen my knees back out after that, that they need a second. Now we're gonna come into that sleeper stretch for the shoulder. So this is my good arm, so I'll have more range of motion. It's straight out. So we've talked about, because this is tricky for some people to get into. So you have 90 degrees at the hip, you have 90 degrees at the armpit, then 90 degrees at the elbow, bringing your hand straight to the ceiling. Now you can have your your head on a pillow, on a block. You can find a comfortable position. I just hold my head up, but you could put it on anything that you have available. And then from there, take your right hand and press your left hand down. So pressure, but not force. So you're giving it a little pressure, a little assistance, but you're not forcing it down, forcing that flexibility. You just want that gentle press. Inhale. Exhale. Each exhale, see if you can let that hand drift. So some will be on my other side, I'm way up here. Some will be up higher, some will be touching the floor. In that position, you just want to feel that you're letting go and releasing each breath out. Now, if my elbow is in a different position, thanks, GA. Well, that's perfect. It's great breakfast music, huh? You just have it playing in the background. Unfortunately, you can't mute me and just listen to the music, but now release it one time. We're going to see if we can go a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, press. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Now release, bring that back to neutral. Reach around, grab your right foot, and then press forward. So we're just getting, just like when we stood and we did that stretch, now we're just getting that from a different position. Hip flexor stretch, pull your leg back as far as you can get it. So for some, a towel helps because then you don't have to have the hand in position, but otherwise your hand grips the foot, and then I'm pulling this knee back as far as I can get it, and then I'm pressing my foot into my hand. Inhale. Exhale, bring it center. Now, this is where for a second, we're gonna twist and then I'll unwind it, so don't worry. But we want the leg we just did to be behind. So your right leg is behind, you come onto your hands and knees, and then just walk your left foot forward. Now we're coming into that stretch that we've been working on for the psoas and hip flexor. So in that, I could move right to left and find where I'm tighter in that inside thigh and hip flexor area. I could center my weight. I could reach around, grab that foot. I want my body leaning forward and then lift your head back. As if you're gonna touch your head to your foot. Some people can, it's amazing. Not me, but some people. Lean into that left knee so that that right quadricep deepens in the stretch. This is where you really have to focus on that let go of that quadricep, let go of the hip, squeeze your right glute, it'll deepen the stretch. Inhale. Exhale, release the foot if you have it, and then we're going to come over onto that other hip. So now you're laying on the right hip, you come down onto that right shoulder, 90 degrees, abs are tight, 90 degree at the armpit, bend the hand so that the hand is up towards the ceiling, and then use your left hand to create a gentle press. Again, if I want something under my head, I could put a pillow. If your Bosu's close, just bring your Bosu up to your head. Whatever you have available, you can rest the head if you need to. Each exhale, we're trying to let the draw of the forearm deepen the stretch in that rotator cuff. Inhale, exhale. One more big deep breath in. Exhale. Now release the stretch. I'm gonna go one more time into that. After you release it, come back down. See if you can get just a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arm back up. Then once again, find that position to go into that quadricep stretch. You get to choose how that side leg position feels best for you. What we're after, so this can be a tripod, it can be straight, whatever you want. And we're after this left leg. So you pull, you deepen it by pulling your knee back. Now kick your foot into your hand. You breathe into it, and each time you breathe into it, it gives permission for that hip to lengthen. See how far back you can get your toes. One more big deep breath in. Exhale. Now release that. So same thing, we started there so we could deepen it on this next one. Your left leg stays back. You come into your hand and knee position and then slide your right foot forward. So you establish that first. Again, we talked about you can have your obstacle in front of you so you can deepen that. We just want to have that pressure forward. So we're leaning forward as to create extra weight, extra load. I could shift right and shift left and feel a completely different stretch. So I want you to find where you're tight. And then if you want, you can reach back, grab that foot. Breathe and let go of the tension in your left hip. Squeeze the left glute. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale. Release that foot if you have that bind. Bring your hands down so that you can set both knees back under the hips. Sink back into that child's pose stretch. Once again, bowing the head towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale, whatever stress you can let go of, whether that's in your hips, your shoulders, your elbows, your face. Release what you don't need. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, slide back forward onto your hands and knees. Dig the toes into the floor. Lift your tailbone, press back. Rock the hips right to left. And then center. Walk your hands back so you're dangling your arms right in front of your feet. One vertebrae at a time, roll yourselves up, squeeze your glutes, pull your belly button in, roll your shoulders back and down, standing nice and tall. We're going to do that one more time. Deep breath in, arms up. Exhale and hinge. Scoop your belly in, round your back. Set yourself for the day, whatever you can let go of, whatever you can release, leave it. And then slowly roll up. Squeeze your glutes. Pull your belly button in. Roll your shoulders back and down. Standing nice and tall. Deep breath in, arms up. And exhale. One more big deep breath in. And exhale. Give yourselves a hand. Good work today, you guys. Happy Sunday. So great, as always, to stretch with you and with our jazzy little beats. So that was lucky too. That was a gift. I know with the holiday weekends, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, can feel a little funny in this time right now where nothing feels very normal. But as we start our week, whether you have the best weekend ever or whether you feel bummed out that you didn't get to do traditional stuff, just feel it and then let it go and start your week in a space that feels productive. And again, I think that people will have to continue, just like when we keep working in here, we take a deep breath, we exhale, we let go of a tight muscle, and then we take a deep breath and it's tight again already. And then we exhale and we let go of a tight muscle. As we've realized that this season we're in is a little bit longer than we all had anticipated, it's that practice of continually taking a deep breath, exhale and let it go. And then again, realizing we've grabbed it back, that anxiety, that fear, that disappointment, that stress, whatever it is. And then we need to exhale and once again, let it go, just like our muscle tension. So in that practice will serve us far beyond the season that we're hopefully temporarily in. And so it's a good practice. It's a good opportunity. There's a lot of things we can't control right now. And so realizing the 2 or 3 things that could be a real big gift moving forward it will help us to have some value to this time, this little hibernation time. So thank you for being on this journey with me. And I know each day is such a different adventure. Feel the love that you have here, feel supported, and just know that whether today you have a list of chores to do or if you get to go do something super fun, we're all in this together. And I'm so grateful for this community. And I would have never, ever stretched as much as I have stretched in the last 3 months without you guys. So that's something. I've stretched more in the last 3 months than in my whole life, probably. So that's a blessing. I thought that I would drink more water in this last 3 months than in my whole life, and that hasn't happened. So we're going to take the stretching. I was pretty disappointed in myself on that. But we're going to take the stretching as a big win, and then just consider the water a one day at a time goal. So I love you guys. Have a great rest of the day. And if there's anything that feels tight that we're not getting to, please text me. There's a lot of stretches that it's like my soups or anything else, right? I know where I'm tight, so I just keep working through the stuff I do to you during the week. I try and unwind that a little bit, but everyone feels tension in a different spot. So if we're not hitting something you need, just let me know. I love you guys. Have a great day.